Hello everyone. In this video, first I will talk about the different components of a chart in Microsoft Excel 2010. Then I will demonstrate how to work with these components, and then I will also talk about the sparklines and smart art chart. So this white area in which you have the different components of the chart placed is called as the chart area. And this area where the actual chart is drawn is called as the plot area. Then we have the vertical axis or the y-axis or the value axis where the different values represented by the different data series is plotted. Then we have the horizontal axis or the x-axis or the category axis where we have the different categories mentioned. You can see this text which describes the value axis, so it is the value axis title. And here we have the horizontal or category axis title. On the right of the plot area, you can see we have different colors or patterns representing the different data series. So this area is called as legend. It helps us identify each data series with the help of a unique color or pattern assigned to the different data series. So clearly you can see that the green color represents the volleyball. So all the green bars are representing the volleyball data series. What is a data series? Data series is the actual data on the basis of which we create the chart. Then we have the grid lines which enhance the readability of the chart. And on the top you can see there is some chart title. It is the text at the top of the chart which helps us understand what the chart is all about. I already have some data which I will be selecting, and I will click on insert and then select the desired chart type. I'll be selecting a simple 2D column chart for now. As you create a new chart, you have the chart tools category with 3 new tabs. And these tools are going to help you work more precisely with your chart. For now, in this chart area, as you can see, you have the axis, the plot area and the legend. Now in case you want to add some more things to the chart, you can go to the layout tab, and then from the labels group of buttons, you can click on the desired things. For example, I want to add a chart title. There are 2 ways of displaying it. One is above the chart. So when you select this option, it will make some space above the plot area, and the rest of the things will be resized to make that space. But in case you select the overlay option, the chart title will appear above the plot area. Now let's select above chart. Let's edit the chart title. Now you can have the axis titles also. So let's add some horizontal axis title. Edit the title. And similarly, you can have some vertical axis title. So there are 3 ways of adding it. Let's try them one by one. So then we can have this axis title in a different way. For example, vertical line, it doesn't look nice. So let's change it to the third one, that is horizontal title. Well, the first one was okay. So we go back and make it rotated title. Let's now work with legend. As you can see, the legend is right now placed at the right of the chart. This can be placed below the chart, above the chart. It can be placed as an overlay, and we have several other options. But for now, I'll be placing it at the top. Now, let's go to the data labels. Before that, what are data labels? Well, the data labels will show the values which are being represented by these bars. Just by looking on these bars will not help you realize the exact value represented by it. So we can add data labels. There are 4 options for this. When you select the center option, data label will appear in the center. If you have inside end, then it will appear inside the bar but at the top. Similarly, inside base means it will appear at the base inside the bar. But I will be selecting outside end so that it is appearing just above the bars. Now we can have data table also. To make it visible, you can click on show data table. So all the data on the basis of which we created this chart is appearing just below the chart. Now if you want, you can have this data appearing with the legend keys. Let's hide it for now. Now we can work with the axis. For example, we can have the horizontal axis appearing from left to right, which is right now from 0 to the growing value. Or we can have it appearing from right to left. As you can see, it is now appearing from 0 at the right and growing towards left. And the other option was show axis without labeling, which means the axis will be visible but there will be no category value. Let's try it out. Okay, now let's get the original one back because that was the best, so it will be show left to right. Now for the vertical axis, we have the other options like displaying the values in the form of thousands, millions, billions, or the logarithmic values. I will not make any changes to this axis. Let's go to the grid lines. From here, you can decide which type of grid lines to be shown. For example, I can have minor grid lines. So all the minor grid lines are appearing along the horizontal axis. Similarly, you can have the primary vertical grid lines. Now let's go to the plot area, and from here we can have some options for formatting the plot area. We can have a solid color background, or we can have a pattern, or we can try the different other formatting options. For now, let's close it. As you can see, you do not have these buttons highlighted. This is because this chart is a 2D chart. So in order to make the other options available, we can select the chart and right click on it, then click on change chart type. Now we will select a simple 3D clustered column chart and then click on OK. And now you can see you have all the 3 buttons available for working. Now click on 3D rotation, and from here you can have the values rotated along the x-axis and the y-axis. Similarly, you can try out the different other options. For now, let's stop it here only. So click on close. Now let's see how to work with spark lines. For this, we'll click outside the chart area. And now, in order to add a spark lines chart, you can click to select the cell in which you want to add it and then click on insert, and then from spark lines group of buttons you can select the appropriate spark lines option. For now, let me select line. This opens the create spark lines dialog box, and it is asking for the data range on the basis of which this spark line has to be created. So let's select the data and then click on OK. Now let's select the other cell in which we want to add another type of spark lines chart, and then click on insert again and go to the spark lines group and click on column. Again select the data range and click on OK. Finally, let's select the third cell, and this time we will be adding some win-loss spark lines. For this, let's again select the data range and click on OK. As you can see, the lines spark line helps you see the trend of change of values. So it is a kind of line chart, but it is not looking to be very explanatory. Now let's resize the last row, and here you can see you have the different bars representing the values. So this is going to give you a simple idea of the change in the values. Now for the third chart, that is the win-loss, if you have some negative value, you will be able to see the clear difference. For example, let me make 28 -28. Press enter and now you can see we have a red bar appearing. So clearly we can see that the negative values are being represented by the red colored bars in the lower region of the cell, and the positive values are being represented by the normal colored bars which are appearing in the upper section of the cell. Once you select a Sparklines chart, you get the design tab open, and from here you can select the different color options or the different ways by changing its type from here, or by changing the different color combinations available, and so on. So now let's talk about adding a Smart Art chart. For this, we click on Insert and then click on Smart Art. This opens Choose a Smart Art graphic dialog box from where you can choose from the different graphics. Using the different options provided here, you can track the hierarchy of the organization, or you can have the workflow processes listed, or you can have the list of events or activities. For this example, I will select a simple bullet list. When you select the option, you get a preview and the description of the selected Smart Art. Now click on OK and you have the Smart Art inserted in the worksheet. Now click on the button to open the Type Your Text Here box. Now you can type the titles you want, for example, computer. Now you can press the down arrow and write the next topic. If you want another topic under the same category, then press enter key. Then press down arrow and enter the second category, for example software, then application, then system. Press enter key. Then to go to the previous level, press shift and tab. Then let's mention hardware, then press enter, and to go to the subcategory, press tab key. Then write the first point and then the second point. After you are done with the things, you can click on close to close the Type Your Text Here box. Now you have the Smart Art tools open, with the help of which you can change the appearance of the Smart Art that you have added. For example, I want to change the design, so I will go to the Design tab, will click on the More options, and let me select a different one. For example, suppose this one. Now I can add some picture also, so let me click on this. This opens the default pictures folder, and from here I can select the picture that I want. For example, I want this one. Then for the next picture, I want this one, and similarly for the third one, I want this one. Now in case you want to have some more change in the Smart Art styles, you can go to this Smart Art Styles group and find the appropriate style for your requirement. So there are so many which you can try. You can also change the colors from here. So let's select a different one. So like this, you can keep on exploring more features in order to present your data in the best possible way. Thank you for watching.